Good evening. Welcome to all that are fortunate enough to be able to watch us tonight and be a part of this program that we prepared for you. My name is Julie Barton. I attend Community Church of Ocean Pines, and I'm very, very excited to be playing with Sally Hendon, who is the Director of Music here at Community Church. We were asked if we would be interested in putting together just a short little half-hour program in lieu of the praise band, who has been wonderful the last 4 weeks, putting in their time giving you their program. So we thought we'd change things up a little bit and give you some classical music on oboe and flute. And we're even doing a couple choral numbers. So I hope you enjoy this as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you.
Hi. Well, Julie says she's a community member of this church, but she's like the heartbeat of our choir as well as many other things. So, great pleasure. This is Simple Gifts. It's a Shaker hymn. And during these times, we have certainly all learned about the joys of simple gifts.
Piece we'd like to share with you, a little bit more classic, is by George Frederick Handel. It is from a beautiful, beautiful piece called The Water Music, and the one that we're going to be doing for you is called Air.
was written at the same year that Johann Sebastian Bach was born, and then he later harmonized this in the mid-1650s, and it is the hymn, Jesus, Priceless Treasure. Trying to be very careful for social distancing and singing, but also connecting with one another. And our next.
Ooh, and next, I think it will be a very familiar piece to you. It's a real pretty version. It's Be Thou My Vision, which of course is in our Methodist hymnal. It's a traditional Irish melody, and it's really nice because you'll hear we keep going back and forth with the melody. So hopefully you can enjoy this and get into the spirit of it.
As we're playing, I'm remembering that when I first moved to town 10 years ago, one of the very first names I heard of was Julie Barton. And they were right. I attended church one Sunday and I could not believe this woman who was playing with such beauty on her oboe. So I am so pleased to be here. So this next comes from Telemann's. I know you'll be excited. Canonic duets. Telemann was a contemporary of Handel and Bach. And I did not know this, but he was godfather to Johann Sebastian Bach's son, Carl Philipp Emanuel, who I love his flute for unaccompanied, his sonata for unaccompanied flute. I knew I would do that. So this is just one short piece, and it is in canon form, which is like it's a type of a round, and it's cantabile. I said that with great drama, cantabile.
It's wonderful. I'm going to add to this story just a little bit in the front of doing this sort of ad-lib. Sally was talking about, that she had heard of me. Well, somebody who I play with in orchestra, Salisbury Symphony, knew that Sally was going to be moving to town, and I walked around with her name, Sally Hendon, flute player, Ocean Pines, for about 6 months before we finally connected, and little did we know, 10 years later,
Yes.
that we would be singing together, and playing in Salisbury Symphony Orchestra together, and being very good friends. So God, once again, comes through. So, on that note, Pachelbel's Canon, a beautiful, beautiful piece. It is written by Johann Pachelbel. It was one of his claim to fame, one of his most famous pieces. And it's actually, you will have heard it, everybody's heard it, different versions of it, but it's actually just for a very small string group. And then this is a duet that's been put together. Our choir actually sings a beautiful version of it, so this is the version for oboe and flute. little breather here.
Yes. Well,
The next, going back to the classic roots, George Frederick Handel. It's called Sarabande. It is actually from the oboe concerto in G minor. You will have heard many instrumentations of it, and actually Dick even does a version of it. Every time he plays it, it's like, I want to play with him. So this is just, we're going to take it back a little notch, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Jazz improvisation there. So this is
It works.
this is a hymn. This is an actual the spiritual. There's a balm in Gilead. B-A-L-M. As the choir members like to joke, but a lovely piece. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. Well, I was setting up for In the Garden when many years ago, this was a very new song to me, and I found that it's a very beloved hymn of many people. It's In the Garden. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe, his voice to me is calling. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. You know it's 30 minutes. There is one short one at the end. It's one last hymn. We don't sing this, but the title is My Jesus, I Love Thee.